Hey there, and welcome to this week's audio edition of WTF is Going On with the Economy. My name is Elliot Locke. I'm the co-founder of Abroaden, and if you know me, you know I love to nerd out on finance, economics, and investing. My goal? Helping people living abroad like you understand the chaotic world around you just a little bit better. In this week's bulletin, we're looking at the real reason markets got shaky last week. And no, it wasn't actually Trump aggressively pursuing Greenland, though that certainly didn't help. We're also diving into how France calculates credit scores and our industry season 4 breakdown. Let's get to it. First up, I was on Instagram recently posting about our January Jumpstart workshop from last week. And as the algorithm does, it served me a post from a France-focused account making the claim that credit scores and even credit cards don't exist in France. Well, since I usually let my ADHD drive our editorial decisions, I wanted to dive into this a bit more and clarify a few things. First off, credit cards in France absolutely exist. If your card says débit différé or credit, it's a credit card. People use them to finance big purchases or leverage travel insurance, just like anyone else. But here's my biggest pet peeve about this reel. While France doesn't have a US-style points-based score, French lenders are absolutely rating you. They just do it differently. They use two main methods. First, the FICP, or Fichier des Incidents de Remboursement des Crédits aux Particuliers file from the Bank of France. It's basically a record of your payback history. You don't get points for being good, but you definitely lose standing when you're bad. Second, open banking. Under the European PSD2 directive, you can share your actual transaction history with a lender via a secure intermediary. They see your habits, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to create a risk profile. So yes, French lenders definitely check a potential borrower's creditworthiness and are definitely not handing out free money. Now, pivoting away from Europe, let's talk about why Japan is actually more important to the markets right now than Greenland. Last week, the headlines were dominated by Trump's rhetoric and his speech at Davos. Stocks sold off, gold surged, and currency markets panicked. But the real financial earthquake was happening 8,000 kilometers away in Japan. Here's the deal. Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi, just announced snap elections. To win, she's promising to end austerity, meaning lower taxes and higher spending. Voters love it. Investors hate it. Global markets started dumping JGBs, Japanese government bonds, driving interest rates up. In bonds, whenever the price of a bond goes down, the interest rate or yield goes up. It's a bit of a tricky concept to wrap your head around, but think of it as an adjustment mechanism to get the market value of bonds already in circulation with what investors currently believe they're worth. Why does this matter to you? Because of the yen carry trade. For 30 years, Japan has been the world's cheap money tap. Investors would borrow yen at near 0% interest and move that money into higher-paying assets elsewhere, like US stocks or even crypto. Both foreign and Japanese investors have used this technique to amplify investments. The foreign carry trade market alone is worth an estimated $1.1 trillion. But now, the tap is closing. Yen carry trades are closing up. Japanese investors are also bringing their money home, repatriating large parts of their estimated $3 trillion in investments offshore. This means less demand for US treasuries, German bunds, and French OATs. When demand for those bonds drops, interest rates have to go up to attract new buyers. And higher rates ripple through everything, making your borrowing more expensive and slowing down growth. Foreign currency markets have also felt this shift. One big reason why the US dollar has weakened in the past few days is that investors fear the unwinding of the yen carry trade could harm the US market, sending money into relatively safer currencies like the euro. The global financing playbook is being rewritten in real time. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but hey, that's pretty much on brand for this decade. Finally, a quick word on Industry Season 4, Episode 2. The finance was light, but the drama was heavy. This gives us a good opportunity to look at Tender, the fintech co-founded by Whitney Halberstrom. Whitney wants to pivot from a payment processor to a full neobank like Revolut or N26. As a fintech veteran, I have questions. Moving from the pipes that move money to a full-blown bank is a massive, expensive leap. Plus, trying to target both the working poor and the ultra-wealthy at the same time, that's a marketing nightmare that keeps fintech marketers up at night. We'll see if Tender becomes a success story or a cautionary tale. That's it for this week. You can find our full terms recap video on Instagram and LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter for the full deep dive and to get this audio update as soon as we publish. Have a great one.